Hello and welcome. Today we're going to have a conversation with Darcy Patterson from Nevada that's coming from my heart to yours. So, welcome, Darcy.
Thanks, Mary Beth. I'm so excited to be here and share.
Thank you. And you're an angel mom.
Yes.
So, why don't you tell us about your angel and something about your angel that has brought you joy and a happy memory?
My daughter, my angel, is Kirsten Yamaoka, and she did a lot of things that brought me joy. She loved to play volleyball. She was witty and funny and a little bit sarcastic on the sly. And she was very loving, and she loved children.
Did she have any children?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. So why don't you show a picture? Let's see
Okay.
a picture of your beauty. Oh, that perfect. Yes, there she is, that gorgeous smile. Thank you for sharing her with us.
You're welcome.
So, did she suffer from substance use disorder?
Yes, she sure did. She suffered since she was a sophomore in high school. She started with Percocet and then ended up with heroin. So she really had a battle for about 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure she partaked in a lot of other things, but those I don't know about.
Right, right. And it's hard too when you, after the fact, when you think back to what you didn't know at the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, what is her forever age?
Oh, she's forever 21.
She's young.
Yes. Yeah, very young. It was her
When?
birthday it was her birthday that she died on.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. I knew that.
Hmm.
I've known that, but I forgot. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
it's okay. I understand. We understand.
So that day, I'm sure you have a complexity of emotions because it's
Yes.
all the joy and the tragedy in the same day.
Yes, we actually try and celebrate both, not the tragedy as much, but
Right.
celebrating her life and then the joy of her birthday. And so we've done something every year separate. And then she's a leap year baby. So every 4 years, then we do something big. We do something really big since she actually has a real birthday that day, February 29th.
That's beautiful. And I'm sure that that's beautiful. That really is beautiful. So how long has it been now since you've been on your grief journey since she
So we
passed?
just passed 5 years, March 1st. It's been a journey, and I'm glad you put it that way because it really is a journey. It's not something stop go. It's a pathway, and many different pathways for sure.
And I'm sure, I know with me, it's a struggle when you hit the year marks, 1 year, 2 year, as the years go by, we're still living and yet our children aren't here. Do you find
Yes.
it's gotten more difficult for you as you hit the 5 year? How has that changed for you?
I think what it's done is it's become a lot less horrendous when I think about it. And when I think about it, I try and just focus on, who she was and the good things she was, and not the substance use, because that's not who she was. And so I really try and focus on that and keep myself involved with others. I know helping moms helps me, that I know where they've been and I can hold them and help them along the way. But I really feel like maybe my second year was a little bit more challenging. I do remember feeling less numb. And so the feelings and the emotions were really raw. And I think in the first year I was pretty numb and just kind of walked through without, not knowing where I was going, not knowing what I was doing, and not being aware that the world was actually going on without me. But it's a little softer now. It's a little softer, and I celebrate her in different ways. And I feel more joy when I think about her, like I said. And I try not to think about the circumstances that led her to her death.
Like you said, there is I call it a shift that happens in our grief. And as we know, we go through grief waves, but
Mm,
it's different. A grief wave is different than the shift that can happen in your journey.
mm,
Um, and it's interesting because many of us who are years out, that first year, it's numbing. It's numbing.
yeah.
You can't process it. So I remember meeting moms and reading other things from moms that just kept saying, it's okay, it's normal. Everything you're going through is normal. And I remember thinking, this is not normal. How am I going to get through? It's not normal. This is not normal.
No.
But I found I am at 3.5 years. I found my third year when I hit 3 years this December, this past December. It's harder for me,
Mm,
so much harder. And June 17th was 3.5 years. I've been struggling since then.
yeah.
It You question, where does the time go? How
Mm,
is this real? But we manage. We manage to
yes,
get through the next day.
we sure do.
So, and I think we just had my husband's 12-year
Mm,
anniversary for his daughter. And that hit me hard because that's a number I can't wrap my head around.
no,
But
absolutely.
but the reality is, if we're still living, that's going to be us.
Yeah, someday for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So
I
for
remember just listening to you talk about her, and how long it's been, and it is very hard to wrap my head around it, but we are going to be there. And
Mhm.
so I guess the good part of that is you've been there. We can say, what was it like? Your husband's been there. What was it like? What is it going to be like in 12 years?
And I think part of what I feel sometimes is my responsibility as an angel mom is taking advice from the people that are before us.
Mm,
So that way, our own experiences, we can help guide the moms that have come after us
yes.
and be gentle and reassuring. And I think the most important thing that I always try and tell angel moms and friends is whatever they're feeling or they're experiencing is normal.
Mm,
There's no cut and dry
yeah.
when it comes to grief. So during your 5 years, how did grief affect you, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? How has it affected you over the years?
Originally, I just kind of, my grief, what I tried to keep busy in doing things for others right off the bat. And I did that because I was putting away to the side, my grief. And, I cried and I was very upset about it. And I had really, really hard times, but I had many blessings that came into my life at the same time. So I really relied on my faith, on spirituality, whatever you want to call it. I really relied on that because I didn't have anything else to stand on. And so I really relied on them, on my, whatever I call my God. And I was able to just see it from a different perspective. She's not here, but she's not suffering. She's not here, but she's not partaking in the horror on the street. So I had to kind of work through that. I've been through many grief, you know, not groups, but workshops and those type of things. And those helped. I pick and choose though. There are some things that I've done that I really wouldn't do again, but it's different for everyone, of course. And then there's some that you know, I would recommend for others for sure. And especially those of us that have lost kids, because we're in a different niche, we're kind of a little bit different. But I was affected emotionally, physically. I actually was very sick. I had high blood pressure and I was very sick, meaning depressed on top of, having high blood pressure and laying in bed. And but then I just
It's
got back up.
exhausting. Grief
Yes.
is exhausting.
Yes, it is.
Grief fatigue, it you can't hide from it. And
Mhm.
like you do, and then you said how I do too, we tend to keep ourselves busy,
Yeah.
busy, busy, busy. But you know what? It always finds a way to catch up with you. And I know I'm at the point where when it catches up with me, I have to allow myself to feel it.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's no use making me sick anymore. It's
Hmm.
just acknowledging it and allow myself to feel it.
Yeah, I think what you said about just whatever your grief is, it is, and just let it be that. Don't try and fight it. And that's easier said than done, of course, but
Right.
because you have this person here and this person here telling you, and they don't know. But our angel moms here and our angel moms here, we know. And so we know it's okay today to be laughing and having a great time. And it's also okay today later to be crying about something. Whatever your grief is, it is.
Right. And it takes a while to realize it's okay to laugh
Hmm.
and it's okay to feel joy and it's okay to smile
Yes.
because we beat ourselves up because of what we believe grief to be.
Hmm.
And I remember it had to be early on in my grief. It was like, wow, smiling and laughing. And then it's like you stop in your tracks, like, I'm laughing. Should I be laughing?
Yes.
Why not? If that's what your body feels, and you give your body what it needs. So I have to
Yes.
tell you that we met in at a grief retreat in 2019. So I was about 6 months out,
Hmm.
and we were seated at a table for workshops. So a lot of, or I don't want to say a lot, much of that retreat is a blur because of where I was in my grief journey. But what I remember about you, Darcy, was the positive energy that you exuded.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it was there. It was just a positive energy, a smile. I remember that, like, okay, the promise of hope was there.
Yes. And yeah, and you know, I used to fake it back in the day before I
Mhm.
before I lost her, like, oh, everything's fine, everything's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Um, but it's really within. It really is something within. And if I can share that with somebody like I did, I'm that way with everybody because I believe that we're here for a reason. And if we can uplift, great. And if we are not helping, we're hurting. That's just one of my just things I keep in the back of my mind. And yeah, so it was
Yeah.
wonderful to meet you then.
Yeah. So let's talk about life in the after,
Okay.
because there's the before and the after.
Mm,
And I know that you have done a lot to make sure your daughter's remembered, and you've done a lot of outreach. So, do you mind sharing with us some of what you've been doing and what you're
Sure.
what you've done, what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, right off the bat, when she died, I jumped right in. I had what's called Hopes of Light, and it was incredible here in Reno. I had it for 3 years straight. They'd never had something like that in my area. So that was wonderful right off the bat. I reached out to many moms that I knew who had lost and were not out there talking about it. That really helped. So I also joined many groups, Not in Vain, which has been very helpful. And that's where we met at the retreat. And I also, a big part of, I really feel like a big part of me is team sharing. I'm so blessed to be, administrator of the Team Sharing Nevada, and the group is growing slowly. I'm getting my moms in Nevada to come out and talk about it and share it with each other. And it's been a struggle. It's been 5 years worth, but we're still working at it. I am the first spokesperson for Wake Up Nevada, and what that is a advocate group that basically provides resources for those who need, substance use treatment, housing, veterans type of things, clothing, anything you can think of that's an outreach. We have all the resources compiled on like a handout that's indestructible. So if you're on the street and you have it, you still have it in your pocket. It's never going to wear down, which is really amazing. And so I've done that, and I'm still continuing to do that. We have a website and we have Facebook. I'm absolutely very active on our Facebook page and try to get Nevada as a whole involved in everything we're doing. I do outreach with Narcan. We have what's called a karma box, and they are throughout our city and in Las Vegas. And what they are, I don't do the karma boxes, but the karma boxes are put up and someone sponsors them. And what they're about is just leaving things for those in the community that may have a need for them, like dry goods or clothing or Narcan or many different things in a box. You leave it, they need it, they take it. It's
I
fabulous.
love that. What a
Yeah.
great
Isn't
idea.
that great? Yeah. I it's not my idea, like I said, but it was fabulous. And I really have adopted it myself. So I've been very involved in that with giving clothing, giving food, Narcan. Last year in the winter, was it last year? I'm not sure, with all COVID and stuff, but we did an outreach where we stuffed backpacks with everything you would need for winter. And it actually was sponsored in remembrance of Kirsten, but also in remembrance of her bestie, Danica, who had died that summer and of substance abuse. And so they were together and we did it. Her mom and I did it together, which was really a blessing. And so that was wonderful. We have community resource fairs that we just had. It was great. We had everybody from WIC to, all the different resources. The sheriffs were there, Narcan training. It was fabulous. And we represented Team Sharing, and it was fabulous too. And we had a banner of some of the kids that had passed in our area. Yeah, what else do I do? Oh, we have a couple things coming up.
Please share. What do you
Yes,
have?
yeah. So we have Safe Launch coming to Truckee up in California. And what Safe Launch is, if you don't know, is they come in, it's a private plane. Ron Cuff and Janet Rouse are in charge of it. And they fly the plane in, talk about one choice, talk about prevention, talking about it's more important to not get started with substances so that you can bypass all that we've been through and all our children. You can paint on the plane, which is great fun. The wings have some of the angel children on them, their name and their forever date, their forever age, which is really wonderful. And it's a big event. It's a big event, and it's in Truckee, California this year. And then on International Overdose Awareness Day, August 26th, we're having what's called Artist for Recovery, and we will have music, select artists that were chosen and will perform. We'll have other types of art, obviously paintings and movement and anything that looks like art. So we're going to have that coming up, which is, I can't wait.
Wow, it's exciting,
Yeah,
the different avenues that outreach and advocacy can take in a
yeah,
community.
yeah.
And we'll have all that information in the link or in the comments, so don't worry about that. We'll make sure we hook you up. And for those that don't know and that are looking for online Facebook support groups, the ones Darcy mentioned are Not in Vain and Team Sharing. And those are specific for moms who've lost a child to substance use, overdose, fentanyl poisoning. Those are specific to that. And I
Yes,
think it sounds like you did the same thing as I did in the beginning. Did you join every online support group you can find?
absolutely. Jumped
And
right
then you
in.
and then you kind of weed through and find out what works for you.
Yes,
Where your support is, where what helps you. And there's so many out there. And that's what one of the messages I have is, if you're looking for a group, small or big, reach out, contact me, contact Darcy. We know a plethora of them.
yes,
So Safe Launch, I know about. Oh, wow. I have to put the link so people can see that. It's amazing, this airplane.
absolutely,
It's amazing.
absolutely.
I love the idea of the karma box.
Yeah, those are incredible. Yes.
That's
Actually, an advocate who's in recovery here in Reno thought of that, Grant Denton, and he put it together, and you can get a box if you need a box. So, and put them up where, they're allowed. So it's
okay.
awesome.
So if
Yeah.
somebody wanted to make a donation to any of these services, is there a way for them to do it? Should we post it in the
Yes.
comments just in
Yeah, we'll
case?
post in the comments.
Okay.
Mostly Venmo is the easiest way. And then
Hmm.
what I do is, you know, um, it- whatever I use the funds for advocacy, then I usually put a note out. This money that was just donated, this is what I'm using it for, so that the people know that their money is going directly to those who are in need.
Well, that's good because it is
Yeah.
so needed. I know I've donated the hats I make.
Yes.
I've sent them to Nevada.
It's great. Yes. We
So
used
I,
that at a homeless event, actually. We were recognizing and remembering those who had died that were homeless, that had died for that winter, which
oh,
was
wow.
really high. And so it was very touching to give out your hats and gloves and just everything that I knew that I was at least getting something warm.
And you never know what people need unless you
Mm-hmm.
ask.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
I live in Florida, so there's no need for here. But during COVID, like I started crocheting, so I'll have another shipment for you
Yes,
to go
we
out there.
definitely will use them. Yes.
And I find it's something I can do. And I am very much like with the cards I make, I like to give something tangible.
Mm,
So the hats are tangible and then the heart on it. It's just, I just hope it offers comfort to somebody on the receiving end,
absolutely.
you
I
know?
want to tell you about one other thing that I do that is really
Sure.
dear to my heart. When I do know that someone has lost a child in our area or in Las Vegas, but mostly in our area, then if they're willing, I meet with them for coffee, and I give them what I feel like was were my best things at the beginning, which one of them is the softest blanket that you can just wrap around yourself so the world can't get in. Something that's aromatherapy. Bath salts with lavender is really a big thing. And then maybe, something in there that's, a message, some type of message.
You are so sweet. I love that. And that's where your experience and the after is helping somebody just
Yes,
stepping onto this journey. And those are
yes,
all things like hearing that. I have goosebumps.
yeah.
Hearing it, it's, oh, wow. I'm thinking, I wish somebody did that to me,
I know.
you know? But when Ryan passed, I didn't know one other person who lost a child to
Yes,
fentanyl poisoning, overdose. I didn't know one other person.
I didn't
This
either.
was so new to me.
Hmm.
And just like you, so that thoughtful package. Oh, I love that. I love that.
It's really important for me because I just feel like
Yes.
these are the things that helped me the most. And the people that gave them to me, they didn't know. They didn't
Right.
know. But they made such a difference, and actually have gone back and said, those made a difference at that time, especially the blanket. I think you can see back behind me. That's my blanket with my dog on it.
Aw.
Yes. And I still have it and I love it. And when the world gets to be too much, then I just wrap it
Yeah.
around me.
Well, Darcy, you make a difference.
Thank
You
you.
really do. You make a difference. And I thank you for that.
Thank you.
I thank you not only for myself, but on behalf of everybody else. I really thank you. So as we wrap up, I could talk to you forever. Um,
I know.
I
Oh,
love you. I
I love
love
you
that.
too.
I love that. I love that. I love
I,
that.
it makes me cry every time because they don't think that anybody even thinks about them. Well, I
Mhm.
do. And I
Right. You
remember.
do. And it's given them that tangible things, and each thing
Yes.
has a specific purpose.
Yes.
And you
That's what
know
I'm
what?
doing today with a mom. I'm
Are
gonna,
you?
yes.
Because the hardest thing is knowing that every day more moms are going to be on this journey with us. That is the
Yes.
hardest thing. So to wrap my heart around it,
Hmm.
if I get caught up in it, it's devastating. It's devastating. But
Overwhelming for sure. Hmm.
when you find a positive outlet on
Yes.
something that you can do to help the new mom on
Mm.
this journey that she's now going to be part of, it's a blessing. Like you said, blessings, that's a blessing.
It is for me.
Yeah.
Good for my heart.
So I like to end with a positive thought. So you got one, Darcy? Let's end with a positive thought.
um, just remember that everybody's someone, somebody. Um, we are all equal. No one is different. Um, like you said, many people are hurting, so we should be there to help them in any way, small, big, a phone call, a text. It makes the world of difference. And that's the only thing I'm trying to do is at least make a difference in one.
And you
Thank you.
are. And so there's my
Oh,
Ryan.
Ryan.
There he is.
I love that his smile is so big. I love it. It's like
And
mama's.
it's so funny because the poster we had at the retreat we were at, it was a different picture I used in it. It was just
Yes.
his head. And I kept going around, where's my kid? Where's my kid with the big head? But you know what? It made me laugh.
Yes.
And I think it was there, like where I could laugh and
Yes.
be with other angel moms. And when you surround yourself with angel moms, there's a love, there's an understanding that just comes with it. It comes with it. So,
Yes. I
so
agree.
reach out.
Yeah, reach out for sure.
So if you have any questions or comments, just post them in the comments. We'll make sure we get you all the information. You can find out more about the From Project on Facebook. It is a public page, or you can always send me an email, thefromproject@gmail.com. Thank you for joining me. And for angel parents out there, remember, you are not alone. And I'm sending you love, hugs, support, and compassion
Mm.
from my heart to yours. So
Yes.
I am forever Ryan's mom. So thank you, Darcy.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.